Now,
We were talking about Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
the one where you're not Link. The game doesn't really let you live it down to the very end. I mean, that's part of the reason I like Wind Waker is because it has a sense of humor.
I'll admit I did enjoy Wind Waker until
Wanker.
yes, I said I know what I said.
I will give it
Until the bass fishing, basically.
Yeah, the end of the game is the worst part of it.
But
when
I'm sorry, go ahead.
When you get to the end of the game and they're like, you have to fish the Triforce out of the water, and it's randomly generated where the Triforce appears.
Ugh.
That sounds like...
And the entire map is water.
That sounds like the most awful fishing game in existence.
It's basically
You're selling the world looking for glowing spots in the water, and there's what? Was there 16 of them?
Something like that. But I remember you gave it the name 2D, 3D Bastard Child. And
Actually, it wasn't me that gave it that name. It was Randy that gave it that name. I was the one that just
I got
used
it
all
from
the
you,
time.
and it's true. Now, granted,
Well,
I don't hate on the game because of the style. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate the game for that. But I still bash it.
There's a lot of people that hate it for that, and the reason why is because what they did is when they released the GameCube, they released that demo video that looked like this.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah! And then they showed the first screenshots of this, and everyone's like,
The
what?
But, I mean, our friend Matt said it best. Saying the name Wind Waker is enough just to make fun. Just saying it's making fun of it. But, I mean, I did play it. I did give it a chance. I gave it an honest chance, even though I did not like the graphic style. And I did kind of enjoy it. Some of the boss fights were fun. But Zelda Bass Fisher can fuck itself. Can eat a dick, eat a molten dick, and fuck itself.
I think the reason I really like Wind Waker is because it has a sense of humor. And there's nothing that sums up the sense of humor in this game. And I'm not even talking about how the game never lets you live down that you're not Link. It's the mini games.
Sploosh.
Yes.
Sploosh.
Yeah.
Which we still do that. Playing Supreme Commander, me and Josh will do that. We'll fire a nuke. Nuke will hit and we'll be like, or sploosh. Sploosh.
Because
it was the best part of the game.
Yeah, it's this guy's like, here, play Battleship. I'm going to put sound effects. Sploosh. Sploosh. Oh, God. Really? There was another mini game he had that he made sound effects for, too.
I don't remember that.
I mean, and I will give Wind Waker props above Ocarina for one reason and one reason alone. And I know everybody loves Ocarina. And I felt Ocarina was good. I didn't feel it was the absolute golden child of Zelda. Because the annoying bass fishing in this was not entire game. Fuck the fairy.
Okay, well,
I played the game on mute because of that damn thing.
Hey, listen. VG Cats had the best one of those, where he was strapped up and had "Hey, listen" carved into the walls. But
well, if you remember, the actual joke was they were wondering why the hero of time didn't come, because Ganon was ready to like, "Where's the hero of time? Where is the hero of time? He's not here. What happened? Maybe he got sidetracked. And maybe this happened." Then it's him in the straitjacket. It's like, "Hey, listen, hey, hey."
I did. I loved Ocarina of Time, and that was my first. Not my first, because Link's Awakening was my first real Zelda experience. But I just remember getting it Christmas morning, which you go watch the Christmas episode about that.
Yeah, he's got it playing in the background.
What?
I said you've got it playing in the background.
Yeah,
as you're talking about it.
Yeah. But I loved that game, and I got the gold cartridge. That's the original box I got. Not the original cartridge, but the original box and manual that I got at Christmas morning. And there was just something magical that you just could. I mean, even though the fucking annoying fairy that was Smosh put it, but still.
To me, the reason why Ocarina of Time stands up is, besides being a lot of people's first real Zelda game.
Okay.
To me, it was the first game that really embodied the sense of exploration. Like Mario 64 had a sense of exploration, but you were still restricted to within the walls of the castle,
right?
To some degree. You get out of the village in Ocarina of Time, and the whole world is just
massive.
wide open.
And the fire temple and the fire dragon fight was so much fun. Oh my god, was it fun? And not to mention the whole twin sisters thing. But the water temple. Fuck that thing. Fuck it.
Yeah, seriously.
I never
fuck
thought.
the
I
You
never.
played the,
I never thought the water temple was that bad. It was annoying, but it wasn't that bad.
I remember bordering on a fist fight with my cousin over that thing because
Really?
he's like, "You're doing it wrong. You're fucking doing it wrong." And I was like, "Fuck you! You fucking do it."
I just remember being creeped out by weird fish girl being like, "I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna." It's just like,
she
and then
wanted
it's
to be.
and it's just like, you're annoying. Go away. And then you get to the future time. It's like, why'd you have to grow up? Why did you have to evolve into that?
I'm gonna make a smells like fish joke and just leave
Yeah.
it at that. I think I can only restrain so fucking much. But I mean, it was amazing.
You talked earlier about the game being a bunch of just basically cock teases. This game to me was
Yes.
the worst of them because it's like you have what was it all but the Lon Lon girl. You have all these girls and the one you actually end up with is the girl from Lon Lon Ranch.
Yeah, basically, which she was the best.
Because the
one.
rest of them, as pretty and as much as they loved you and as much as they did this, they're sages. They can't do anything. They can't be a part of your life. And I really hated it because I like Syrah. I really like Syrah, and it's just like, and she's a sage. Really, we're going that route.
I like the long girls, but that's just me.
But Zelda kicked so much ass in that game.
The first game I really was like, oh, Zelda was Twilight Princess. In that game, they made her look good. Good.
John, you just sounded like a typical male redneck just then. I just thought you
Wee
should
wee.
know.
Well, now I can just go have sex with a pig and I'll fit perfectly in with the male
Hey,
redneck.
yo, let's go out back there and sodomize those pigs.
Do you see what I have to put up with?
You're lucky I don't have Magi Dragon. Blip. Molten dick, bitch.
Anyways, that was
Done.
fun.
Magi Dragon.
No, we're
Magi
you
Dragon.
bad, Robbie.
Blip.
You two keep going. I've got to recompose myself.
Okay, Magic Dragon. Even though we haven't done that review just quite yet.
Blip. Fucking blip, Robert. Fucking blip.
And that's how bad that's made. That's a different review.
That's something else.
Anyways.
Anyway,
Just know that blip.
Okay, well, from there, what came after Majora's Mask? I mean,
what came after Majora's Mask? Well, that would be Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, yeah. Majora's Mask, I love that game because it's. I mean, my shirt, as you can see, I love it.
Oh, it's so good.
The 3 days thing, the joke about 3 days and going back shit crazy, like Groundhog's Day. But the 3 day thing, the mechanic. I mean, granted, if you look at it, there's a way that you feel like you didn't make any leeway because it kept resetting. Some people will say, but at the end of it, it's basically everything you did compiles up, and it's like you did everything.
I love how you're using Magi Dragon's tail to talk.
Fuck
Just
deep
blip.
things.
Fucking blip.
But anyways,
The thing I like, there's a lot of people that don't like Majora's Mask, and there's a ton of people that love it.
love it.
I'm
And
kind of so-so on it, actually.
my thing with Majora's Mask, and the reason why I liked it, is because it broke formula while remaining true to formula.
Yeah.
But the absolute reason I loved Majora's Mask is because it was different. It did something very different.
And it was a crazy challenge too.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's the first Zelda game that's absolutely hard.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of mad on it, because ADHD, fuck this. I'm going outside.
Screw you guys.
But
Yeah,
I like games that make me want to keep going.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I love the Castlevanias, but we'll talk about it another time.
That's a different story, different game.
And one of the reasons why I hate Metroidvanias.
Yeah.
Because they don't make me want to keep going outside of...
But but it's of course getting it for Christmas and not getting the expansion pack was always fun that Christmas morning. But
I don't have the ability to play this,
their
Mom!
spin. But
Yeah.
Majora's Mask, dear sweet Jesus, I love that game. And they're actually, I know it's kind of off topic, but they're doing a third party's not doing a remake but a demake. They're trying to make it like on the Game Boy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I am all about that. That would be friggin' awesome if they put. It's not the guy who was trying to make Ocarina of Time is a hack for this.
Well,
Actually, I have something I want to say about this.
Okay, go for it.
I read vintage magazines sometimes. It's a thing.
It's awesome to do that.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of them.
But interesting fact, this was originally going to be called Majola's Mask. You learned something today.
How educational.
you can't call it Majolas in Japanese.
Yeah, I know.
Because the L and the R are the same letter.
Yeah, freeze.
Freeze.
Well, it's not that they use the R, it's that they don't have the tongue motion in their language to do it, so...
So this would be Zerda, freeze.
You turned that perverted.
Oh,
that I was
I-
being scientific, sir.
I know. But you know me, I'm a dirty old man. Anyways, where do we go from there? Because we've covered all of them really, except for Spirit Tracks and.
And I haven't. I own them, but I haven't played them. I
just
know.
got them.
Well, I just got them, but I've played. I've played some of Phantom Hourglass, and I remember that was the one where you had that central dungeon hub that you had to keep going back to and going back through the levels and solving the problems again to get one level further, and then go out and explore and find something, and then go back to the dungeon and go back through it again and get further a little bit.
Fuck a bunch of that
But
noise.
what it did that I liked was you could draw the path of the boomerang on the DS screen.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the crazy looking where they made him look like a little kid?
Yeah, it's the follow-up to
It's
this.
the two follow-ups that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got it for Daniel as a gag gift one year for Christmas.
And he loved it. Oh, outside of the central hub. But.
Yeah, but I mean, it was one of those. I got it for him as a joke because we were joking about Wind Waker, and then I got him for that, and he was all. He played it, and he was like, but the central hub thing killed it for him.
Yeah. And then this one was the follow-up to this, where they took the basic ideas and principles behind this one, and they put it in this, and they said, okay, well, now we're going to remove the central hub dungeon and make it an actual game.
Which, I mean, have you played it at all, or?
I haven't played this. I've seen some playthroughs of it. But now that we've done that,
The only thing we haven't covered is Ages and Seasons, which
Ages, Season, and Minish Cap.
we don't have a copy of Minish Cap. Neither of us do.
Please send.
Yeah,
We have.
I have
is it
Ages there. I had Seasons when I was younger. I got into it a little bit, but
we've got Four Swords. I mean, that's my Four Swords, original Four Swords. We don't have the GameCube Four Swords.
No, we don't.
I'd like to have the GameCube Four Swords.
It'd be interesting to do. We'd like to do a video of us playing that and being total retards for you.
Freeze.
We're borderlining on offensive now.
We're quoting Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider Wizard. But yeah, we're
so if you were to give me your 5 favorites, John, which would they be?
in order, I'm assuming.
They don't have to be in order, just the 5 that stand out the most to you.
Definitely Link's Awakening, because I've mentioned that, and I'll repeat that. Link's Awakening, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, 1, 2, 3, Ocarina of Time, and
4.
Probably I'm going to go the original from there.
Robbie?
1.
Okay.
Link to the Past.
It's pretty gangster.
Ocarina. Majora's. Because I haven't really played a lot of the other ones too.
Even though you didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, just
Yeah,
out of the ones I've played about 6 of them.
By no means is The Adventures of Link a bad game.
No,
it's just one of those games that if you don't know what you're doing,
Well, I mean,
you have nowhere to go.
if you're 5 and someone hands you this, this is the most infuriating thing on the fucking planet.
Well, that's basically
Death Mountain.
That's basically what the Angry Video Game Nerd said, if you remember about it. It's not a bad game; it's just different.
It's different. It broke the formula. It was not what everyone was expecting.
And what about you, Robert?
If I had to go with my favorites, I would definitely put this one up there.
Okay.
That one just was so much of a throwback of what I loved about Zelda. That one, Link Between Worlds, A Link to the Past. I will go with Majora's Mask after that.
1, 2, 3.
I'm going to say Wind Waker.
4.
And Adventures of Link.
Okay, fair enough.
I like the dark horses of the series for the most part. They are easily like the more they're different. And they don't my issue with Zelda is always the same issue I've always had, which is it's from this game to this game to this game. Even that one, this one even did it. All of them do it. It's the 3 Temples Master Sword. Well, that one doesn't do 3 Temples Master Sword, but it's 3 Temples Master Sword, 8 Temples, done.
And I say this one, you had to get shells to get the Master Sword, and it really wasn't the Master Sword; it was level 2 sword.
Yeah. And then later versions, the Master Sword is never the Master Sword, except for this one. I do like what they did with the Master Sword in this one. There's not a sword after it. You level it up. You can get 2 upgrades for the Master Sword. If you had to pick one to be your absolute least favorite, John.
That's gonna be Wind Waker. Wind Waker.
All right.
Robbie?
Do I even have to say? I don't remember the title of it, but
The one you played for the
Phillips.
CGI.
the Phillips. That game. Hi, I'm Link. Fuck you. No, you're not.
Oh, you're an abomination.
If I had to pick my least favorite, I'm gonna give Twilight Princess another shot.
I was gonna say, come talk to me after you finished it.
But I would have to say the
Oracle of Ages.
Ages and
I didn't know
Seasons.
you actually played them.
I think I borrowed that one from you. I borrowed it from somebody because I
What
played it
name?
a little bit, and then I immediately was like, I'm done with that.
Fair enough.
Because they were tried and true, straight to the formula. They weren't made by Nintendo. They were actually made by Capcom.
Yeah, I know that.
How are we on time right now?
We're still waiting for the alarm to go off. We got 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Okay.
So that's enough, I'd say, to go ahead and do
Yeah.
that.
Do you want to open?
You ain't got to tell me that twice. Shabba-dooba-dabba. Open it.
Please.
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 Part of me wants to start going into the Ghostbusters song. I believe it's magic.
And everything collapses.
We knew that was going to happen. It's not the first time it's happened during this.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We've all done it at least once.
well,
God, that's sexy.
yeah, it is. I love that
Look at
book.
this thing. I mean, you probably all seen it. Damn.
That's a whole lot of stuffs.
It is. I'm getting horned up so bad right now. You know what would have been really cool is if they would have put... They had comics in here. If they had put the comics from the Nintendo Powers in here.
Oh God, those things are crazy.
But they were good. What little I remember, I forgot. I have one of the
So-so.
Nintendo Powers. Hey, there's the actual timeline.
Yeah, there's the
itself.
timeline.
There it is, kids. I know you've probably seen it a million times by now.
The most bizarre timeline in history because it splits into 3 directions, which defeats the point of the timeline.
Well, I mean, it's like that.
Who
Who
when you
did
still
that video where
think
they
about,
did the Back to the Future thing, the Link to the Future thing?
I don't remember. This might have been game theory.
No, it was Game Trailers, I think, that did it.
Okay.
If you haven't seen that, go check that one out. It's hilarious.
But the thing about the timeline, that it makes sense, but from if you know anything about time travel theories and stuff, it doesn't work.
yeah,
And that's the moment it splits into 3, you either have he succeeds or he fails.
yeah,
And what they did is they said, well, if he succeeds, well then young Link gets to live the rest of his childhood, and it goes off on this direction. And then adult Link goes off on this direction.
right.
And then, or actually, if you go off on the adult Link direction, adult Link disappears because he becomes the kid and goes this way. And then
Yeah.
you have where the world goes after that. And then you have death.
Even though it's not a Zelda game, he was in it. Link with the man was in it, so we put it up here just to be funny.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Alright.
Actually,
We did
played
put
that
Smash
game all the way
Brothers up here. We don't have any copies of it.
Who hasn't played Soul Calibur 2 all the way through?
Lots of people.
I don't know many of them.
Well, then I don't know.